How's it? My name is Dwayne Hurn, and the value that I add to the world is helping people solve their problems through fitness. So when people, I believe that movement heals, and a lot of people come to us with a lot of issues, and it normally revolves around, hey, my weight's wrong, or you know, I really want to feel better in my bathing suit, or I just want to lose 5 kilos. And we soon find out that a lot of those can stem through deeper issues. And then we get them moving, and all these emotions come up through their body, and they change physically first, and then after they physically change, we can see their life just step up and step up and step up. So yeah, that's the current value that I add to the world. So the club is a hit studio in the middle of Knysna, the heart of Knysna. It was born in lockdown it was the brainchild of myself and my business partner, Chris, from CrossFit Knysna. And the idea was to build a safe place for people to train. It's non-threatening, non-judgmental. As you can see behind us, there's no mirrors in the gym. The biggest difference, I would say, between our studio at the club and other hit studios is we really focus on coaching. So you'll find that the experience that you come to at the club, it's not just a cheerleading experience. We really want you to get the best out of your movement. So there'll always be a coach on board, and he'll always be seeing what's going on with you and making sure that you're moving correctly and really elevating your experience to the highest level. So one of the core concepts that you always hear about CrossFit gyms and these gyms speak about is community. And I think you don't really understand what it's all about until you're currently in that environment. And what I feel that the club does so well is, and the CrossFit gym down in town, and these little pockets that we created, is building this community of people. Very often we have people now coming to Knysna, which is a big thing at the moment, you know, people all coming down to the coast to live. And the first thing they look for is other groups to inject themselves into. And the beautiful thing about having this type of community is it's healthy. You have so many like-minded people that are joining in together. And where you can come as a lone wolf, you end up in a pack. And a lot of these friendships that we see form in the space are now long-lasting friendships that have spanned over 2-3 years since we've been here. So for us to cultivate that I think that's one of the very special things for me personally. And it's something that we didn't really expect. You don't expect they're going, okay, cool, we're gonna make people make friendships. You just kind of watch it unfold in front of you. And that really keeps the vision alive. And it almost does the work without me having to even do the work. Just this community that builds together and builds stronger and stronger. So I think the 3 key things that make us different as a facility is our programming. It's constantly varied. So when you come in here, you're going to get something different every time. It's not random though. You know, we put a lot of thought into the program, so it's always different to keep your body growing and progressing. We also have, like I said, totally non-judgmental space, so it's fully inclusive. The space is for everyone to enjoy. And lastly, our coaching. Our coaches care. We want the best for you, you know, and we want you to grow through movement and heal through movement. So a couple of years back, maybe almost 4 years back by now, I was in Joburg, living the Joburg life, and I really just felt like I was going through a washing machine at a stage. And what I mean by that is, every time I thought I was getting further in Joburg, I just kept on getting swept back and never really progressing. And it just led to a huge burnout. And that burnout eventually decided, I was like, no, I'm out. I need to sell everything and start a new journey. So I sold everything that I had in Joburg, my business, my car, and just decided I'm traveling. So my first step was, I ended up in Knysna on a small coaching job. I was actually supposed to go to Bali at that stage, but I just thought I'd stop in Knysna quickly, coach here for 2 months and help the small Knysna gym that needed some coaching. So I stayed there for 2 months, and as it turned out, they were in a development stage and they needed the help. And I knew how to run gyms because I'd been running gyms for 10 years already. So when we were there, I made friends with the current owner, Chris, and I jumped on board with him and bought into the gym, and I've been here ever since. So on the way to Bali, stopped in Knysna, never left, and I've loved every second of it. So I think something that I've really looked at over the last 15 years, and I've had to bump my head on a few times, is playing the long game. And that's what I'd really say to people, if you're going to look at your health and fitness, look to play the long game. 15 years ago when we started coaching people and started training people, it was all about like smashing them. You know, every day was as hard as you can. And over these last years of just refining this process, I've seen that if we get someone in and you really treat that person for where they currently are in their fitness, and myself included, looking at myself, where am I currently with my fitness? And then we can take it from that space and build from there. It doesn't necessarily matter if you were an athlete before or if you ran the comrades before. If you can look at those as you've done it, but where you're currently at now as a starting point, then you can have these building blocks to work on. And playing the long game is going to give you so much benefit because you can work on a steady incline instead of going up and then potentially risking injury or burnout and then having the opposite effect of going down. So playing the slow game is always going to have bigger benefit than these ups and downs on the scale. So yeah, just a little bit of a mind shift that I know we all struggle with because we're after that instant gratification. But yeah, play the slow game. Hit us in your DMs if you want to know how to do that. But yeah, you're on your own side. Let's go for it. The thought I want to leave you guys with is be easy on yourselves. You don't have to do it all at once. A small increase over a long period of time can make the world of difference. Okay, avoid the burnout, avoid the disappointment. Let's get on the roll of making small incremental changes and changing your life one step at a time. If you want to get hold of us, you can get us on Instagram at the Club Knysna or online with our website, theclubknysna.com. Hope to see you guys soon.